Good afternoon, everyone, as it says on the bottom of the screen. Welcome to your Q&A ahead of Gameweek 23. Sam, we're going to be on our best behaviour this week because last week descended into a bit of...
It was your fault.
A bit of chaos, didn't it? Hello to everyone in the chat. And do you know the amazing thing about this episode, Sam?
This episode? Go on, what is it?
We are 22 weeks into the season.
Yeah.
And we have exactly the same number of FPL points.
Well... So, okay, so a bit of backstory here. For those of you that aren't in the FPL family Patreon community, you will already know this story. But last Thursday, obviously, we did the Q&A together and you had Ahmad to play. And I was saying, no, he's going to get sent off, blah, 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 blah.
Red card, you said.
That's right. And then on Thursday evenings, Lee and I record a podcast for our patrons, and we always record it while there's a game on, so that we can kind of make comments on the game as we're doing it. So last Thursday, obviously, it was the Man United game. So we're recording this podcast, and Ahmad scores the first goal, and I'm fuming. I am fuming at that one goal. I'm fuming, and then
I needed another one to overtake you. Though I needed 10. Yeah.
So you text, and I was like. And I lost my tiny mind was lost in that moment. Then I've just about recovered. Bear in mind, I'm in the middle of a podcast while all this is going on, trying to be professional, talk about the game week that's upcoming. Ahmad scores again. And that was it. And then the third one went in, and then you're just texting. I'm losing my mind. I'm texting you back. I'm trying to record a podcast. I'm fuming. So going into game week 22, obviously you were then ahead of me for the first time this season. And I was like, ugh. And then so Saturday morning, I had an absolute nightmare. So as you know, because I was texting you, I was trying to buy the new series of Pokemon cards for my son.
Yep.
And so they're impossible to get hold of. I tried all day on Friday. I couldn't get them. So Saturday morning, I'm like, right, I'm getting up early. I'm going to go stand in the queue outside the shop. The shop opens at 11 o'clock. The worst timing for a shop to open, right? Because of the FPL deadline. So I'm standing outside this shop and I'm panicking about my captain. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I'm moving it backwards and forwards. And it's gone from Isak to Wood multiple times.
So no consideration for Salah. It was all Isak and Wood. Okay.
It was only ever going to be Isak and Wood. Salah was not in my plans. And I wanted to go Wood. But on Friday, half my team got a flag put in it. Like, because Luis Diaz was in doubt. Papsar, he is now a doubt. But Sarr was a doubt. Ismaila Sarr was a doubt. Cole Palmer, there's so many of them. And I was like, I have to do something. So I bought in Elanga. And so I then thought, I don't know if I want to have Chris Wood as my captain and also have Elanga. So in the end, I moved it to Isak. So I'm then happy, right? So the deadline passes. I'm on Isak captain. I'm like, okay, it's done now. Forget about it. Move on. I go in the shop. I get the Pokemon cards. Good. My son is absolutely over the moon with me. I've got mum points. Everything's good. We then meet up with Lee and Max, who'd been at football training, and Lee comes up to me, and Lee does this thing to me every game week where he will basically just pick a game week, any game in the week, and he will tell me some incorrect team news from that game just to see how I react. So he will go
gaslighting.
Yeah, he does. So he'll come up to me and he'll go, whoever I've got, like, I don't know, like Elanga. He'll go, Elanga's benched, and I'll be like, what the? And then I'm like, no, you're just winding me up. And anyway, yeah, it's fine. So he comes up to me and he goes, Isak's benched. And I was like, what? And then I go, no, don't be ridiculous. It's only 11:30. I was like, the team sheet won't even be out yet. He was like, the team sheet's out. He's benched. I'm like, the team sheet won't be out for a 3:00 game. He was like, Newcastle the 12:30 kickoff. And I'm like, what? Because in my head, the conversation was Wood or Isak, and it had not occurred to me that Newcastle were the early kickoff. And I never, ever captain anyone in the lunchtime kickoff. So at that moment, I knew I'd made a mistake. And
when I saw your team, I was very surprised you went with Isak. Not because I thought it was necessarily a bad decision, but I know.
Because of the lunchtime kickoff.
I know that you're. Yeah.
I never did.
I was like, wow, you must really be backing like Newcastle in this to override your own.
No, I didn't. I think because, I know it sounds ridiculous, but because on all week I was so settled with my team, I was really happy with them. I had no issues. I wasn't even planning to make a transfer. Everything was great. My team was set up and I hadn't touched it all week until Saturday morning. And Saturday morning, because I had all these flags, I was then looking at my team, which I never ever do. And because I think I was so set with the week, I hadn't even looked at the fixtures in terms of when the games were. So it didn't occur to me to think about who the lunchtime kickoff was. I just was like, well, it's between one of those two, which is stupid and it's my own fault. But I just, so I will never make that mistake again. So now I will be paying a lot more close attention. I think had I been umming and ahhing all week about who would wear my captain's armband, I'd have looked at the fixtures a little bit more carefully and gone, when's the lunchtime kickoff? And had I done that, I'd have definitely given it to Wood, which is the annoyance.
Wood was the only difference between us this week. I think you outscored me by 12 points, which was exactly what you needed for us to be even. And obviously I didn't own him. I mean, I was umming and ahhing all week about bringing him in. And then I went for Gordon instead. So we both made a Newcastle Forest slip up, but luckily you had Wood, and it was all right. Well, I think it is interesting though. I mean, what an interesting next 15 weeks of the season. You and I, both we both used our triple captain, haven't we? We've both got the same number of chips left.
Yep.
Yeah, both got all the other ones, and battle.
This is our battle. It's our battle royale. This
is.
Season is our closest. It's the closest we've ever been. Like normally, one of us is doing significantly better than the other one.
Yeah.
But this season is going to be a close knit battle.
Do you think it's going to stay tight to the end, or do you reckon one of us is going to smash it?
Our teams are significantly different, though, aren't they? There's similarities, but they are significantly different from each other. So I think until wildcard, one of us will probably have a better next 6 weeks than the other one. And I suspect on wildcard, the team will end up being quite similar to each other. And so whoever gets the lead in the next 6 weeks probably holds it till the end, I reckon.
Yep. Okay. Yep. Good. Hi to everyone in the chat. Hi to GW23. Hello, the best FPL duo. Thank you very much. Tinker says, "Come on, you Spurs!" Yeah.
Oh.
Prayers, thoughts and prayers. I think for Spurs.
In other news, I've been called up on Sunday. I'll be on the bench.
Yeah. Well, you can't do any worse than what's currently going on.
I'm the only person that they've got now. That's it.
I am enjoying everyone now, desperate for Calvert-Lewin though, because of a good performance against Spurs. That's quite fun.
But against a Spurs team that literally forgot to play football in the first half.
James C. Sam, you missed out on double wood. None of those, please, today. Notice we got through that whole segment without making any wood jokes.
Single wood's enough.
Whatsoever. Good afternoon. I need your expert advice. You're definitely in the wrong stream, Tian, but we'll try and do our best.
Go over to burning questions.
Who would you start between Pedro and Rodgers? I think this is an easy one, but I'll let you.
Rodgers.
It's got to be, right?
Yeah. Home match against that West Ham team that's going to be without Mavropanos as well, because he obviously got his red card. I think it's an easy one.
I think it's an easy one because we struggle to break down teams, and Everton are, they're not a Daesh team anymore, but they are going to frustrate. They're going to set out to frustrate us and hit us on the counter, and we really struggle against teams that do that. They'll
do what they did to us, and they'll be solid defensively unless you score, and then they'll collapse.
Yeah. I think Pedro is fine. If you've got him, you play him. But if you're having to pick between Pedro and Rodgers, I would definitely pick Rodgers against West Ham.
I agree.
Sushant Palmer dropping tonight. Make it make sense. I've seen a few people with him on the bench as well.
On the bench?
On the bench. I know.
You can't bench. I mean, I benched Trent last week and he came off the bench. What a lot.
Oh, I didn't realise that. He came on for Solanke, did he?
As my
Sam.
So Saturday had gone horribly. Look, so personally, I had a wonderful day. I made Max happy. I got him his Pokemon cards. We also had Max's birthday party on Saturday afternoon. It was lovely. So at the point where
Sam, sorry, can you do me one? Can you just tap your mic? Yeah, you're not coming through. You're not coming through the mic.
Am I not?
Can you just change it on?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, hang on.
On Video Ninja.
But it is. It says audio source sure.
It's definitely not coming through it.
No, it's not. But it says it is.
On Video Ninja, you go where audio sources.
Yeah, it says sure. Hang on, I'm going to go to no audio, so I'll go quiet.
What about on your camera, where you've got the camera?
That's what I mean. It says sure. Let me go to no audio for a minute, and then I'll come back.
Okay.
Okay. Is that made any difference?
Yeah. That's it. That's better. That's it. Yeah, fixed.
Okay.
Thank you.
I turned it off and turned it on again because that generally is the thing that works.
At least we're broadly learning how to fix these things.
Yeah, switch it off and switch it on again.
Yeah.
I had a house full of kids, and Liverpool were keeping a clean sheet, and I was already cross because I was like, I've made the wrong decision, and I hated benching Trent anyway. But I decided that Brentford were more likely to score against Liverpool than Aston Villa were against Arsenal, so I played Timber over Trent. And then, obviously, Trent then goes and gets an assist and bonus points. And I was like, okay, well, as long as Timber keeps a clean sheet later, then, you know, like, it is what it is. I'm annoyed, but I'm not fuming. And then Aston Villa go and take that clean sheet. Oh, I was livid. And then about 2 hours later, Lee goes to me, Sam. And I was like, what? He's like, I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but there's a really big rumour going around on Twitter that Solanke's injured. And I was like, shut up! I can't deal with any more injuries. And he was like, at least Trent will come off the bench. And that was like, you know, when it's like a red rag to a bull, like, I don't care about that at the moment. Like, and then actually when I saw his 11 points auto sub in, I was like, actually, it's quite nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's happened? But yeah, I've learned a big lesson. I'm not doing it again. But so I can't understand people benching Palmer on that basis.
No.
Bless you.
You've ruined your camera now, by the way. Whatever you've done has now created a massive
What have I done to
lag
that?
between your speech and your camera. So
What would you like me to do now?
could you turn the camera
do you want
off
me to
and on
turn
again?
that off as well and turn it back on?
Yeah.
Okay,
We
hang
fixed
on.
one problem, then a new problem emerges.
Okay, I've refreshed the camera.
Yeah, that's it.
Is that lined it up?
That's fine. Yeah, that looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. everyone.
Yeah, I mean, I had Trent benched until 1 minute before the deadline, and then I moved Hall out, and I went through all the emotions because obviously they conceded really early, and then Hall got the assist.
And then he got an assist.
Yeah, and then it was 4 points. And I was like, you know what, that's all right. Like, if you're on a bench, you've got 4 or 5 points, you know, and a player misses out like Solanke did, it was all right in the end. But yeah, when Trent hauled, I thought, oh, if I had benched him and not got those points, I would have been absolutely livid. Palmer, do not bench Palmer. Do not bench Palmer. Do not sell Palmer.
No, did you watch the game last night? Did you watch Man City last night?
No, I didn't watch it, but I saw what happened.
They were so, honestly, they were so bad.
Yeah.
Like,
It's so
I appreciate
easy
they had
to play
about an
against.
8-minute period. Yeah, they had about an 8-minute period in the second half so PSG should have been winning in the first half. I don't know how they weren't. There was about an 8-minute period in the beginning of the second half where City took the lead and then got a second goal. And I was like, this is so against the run of play. And then they just couldn't. As soon as PSG got the first one back, I said to Lee, I was like, PSG are going to win this game. And they comfortably did in the end. It could have been more than it was. So, like, we've all been, everyone, everywhere you listen is like, oh, City are back. But you look at the fixtures that they've played, like, you'd expect them to be scoring goals against Ipswich and Leicester and these teams. So whereas they've, you know, the next few weeks of fixtures for them are so difficult. And I think the way that they're set up, Chelsea can exploit that. And particularly Jackson and Palmer, like, they're two of the most heavily sold players this game week. And I think they'll bang against Man City.
Yeah. Well, I saw a post which said City are back. They're going to win all of the next 6. Their next 6 are Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Spurs, Forest. I replied and said,
how many of them do you think they'll win?
I said they'll do well to win 1.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Newcastle, Liverpool, Forest are all better teams than City.
They do. They win none of them.
Spurs
they win none of them. I
are
think.
a bogey team. A real bogey
they are,
team.
and we'll have players back by then.
And Chelsea at home, I think that's probably the most winnable one. But I don't think they'll win it.
Yeah.
I think they'll get...
I don't think they will either.
I think they get 1 to 2 wins in that period, 2 max, personally.
I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get any.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get any. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't get any. I mean, Nottingham Forest away in Gameweek 28. I know they beat them 3-0, but Forest at home, different beast. I don't know. Well, anyway, that wasn't... The question was about Palmer. I can't understand it. I mean, it's just the
The
weird...
only thing is it's definitely out of lag now, this stream.
It's definitely out of lag. Yep.
I don't know how to fix it.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. You're completely fine now.
Yeah, but I can't. But now you're more, for me, your audio is not lining up with what you're saying. So when I think you've stopped, you carry on talking.
Well,
so then I keep interrupting you.
From what I can see on the stream, it all looks fine. So
it's okay. All right, I'll
it.
just carry on then. Okay, I won't touch it. I think the only way you make this make sense is if you look at where people are going, and a lot of people are using Palmer's position to get an extra Liverpool assets. They're either going for Luis Diaz, or they're taking some money out of Palmer, coming down slightly, and then using that money to get Gakpo up top from like João Pedro or Raul Jimenez. So I can sort of understand why people are moving to double Liverpool attack, given the double game week in Ipswich this week, but I still would not sacrifice Palmer to do that.
It doesn't make any sense. To answer your question, Sushan, it doesn't make any sense. And, is it a time when we think the casual player are more clued up? I just can't believe that anyone is looking at their teams and thinking, yeah, Palmer, he's the one he's the biggest problem I've got in my team. I need to move him. I know you say about moving to players, but players like Gakpo and, I mean, even Trent, like they're not Palmer, are they? Like, it's just baffling. Anyway, we've talked too long about it. Don't sell Palmer. It'd be crazy. Quite a lot of benching decisions this week. I'm seeing quite a few comments about it. So we'll take this one. Back into Sushan. Robinson or Aina, play one.
Aina, Bournemouth at home, Bournemouth away, Robinson, Man United at home. That's tough, actually. Both have got attacking threat. I think Aina's probably got... No, I think Robinson's probably got more chance of a clean sheet against Man United, weirdly.
I think Robinson's...
I'd be tempted to go for Robinson.
Yeah, I think he's got more chance of a clean sheet and more chance of attacking returns as well. He's on, 9 assists or something? 8, 9 assists?
Yeah, 9. He's got 4. I think it's 5 more than the next best, or might be 4 more than the next best. I think Robinson would just edge it for me, but I wouldn't be happy about benching Aina. But no. I think I would bench him over Robinson.
I think Bournemouth score. I wouldn't be too surprised if Man U didn't score. They probably will, but I
agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd play Robinson. What about Munoz, Timber, or Hall? We can't bench Hall. He's got Southampton, so that's him out immediately.
No, I've got Timber on the bench.
I've also got Wolves, haven't they?
I don't like it.
Who's Palace got? Brentford at home.
And I don't like it. Yeah, but I don't have Munoz. But I've benched Timber this week on the basis that I've got Raya, and I can't bench Hall or I don't want to bench Hall or Robinson, and I can't bench Trent, and I don't want to play 4 at the back. So currently I've got Timber on the bench, which feels all kinds of weird. Like, again, a bit like I did with Trent last week. Munoz. The problem with Munoz is Crystal Palace could easily lose that clean sheet against Brentford, because Brentford have got Wissa and Mbomo are particularly good in attack, so they could easily lose their clean sheet. And Munoz has all of the underlying stats and threat, but nothing really seems to come of it. So, and Arsenal should keep a clean sheet against Wolves, but their clean sheet percentages drop so massively when they don't have one of Gabriel and Saliba at centre back together. It's like 41% or something, isn't it, when one of them's missing? And maybe Cunha wants to put on a show.
If he even starts. I think it's probably the opposite. I think he probably toys out the pram, won't even play.
Toys out the plan, won't even play.
I think it's tough between Munoz and Timber. I would be more annoyed if I benched a Munoz goal and clean sheet than a Timber clean sheet.
Yes. And Timber, if without Saliba, Timber's likely to play at centre back and therefore is less attacking in terms of additional threat. So that would probably edge it for me.
I think I'd bench Timber. I wouldn't be too happy about it, but out of those 3, I think I'd go for Timber and just hope for a Wolves. Yeah. I mean, Arsenal seem to be conceding kind of stupid goals every now and then anyway, don't they? So
yeah, they've only kept 3 clean sheets since game week 16. So yeah.
Terrible. Raya and Gabriel's been an awful double up. Sam Jones, AM chip in game week 24. Any consideration on your part?
Not for me.
Me neither. I think we talked about it last week.
We did, yeah. And there's some. I wrote an article on Scout about when I'm planning to play it. I think holding it for later is much better, and I definitely want to make sure that I get the upside of the table bonuses, because you get a draw out of a team that are playing 5 places above you in the league, and you get more points than you would if you win a game just at the top of the league. So I think the upside is so much greater if you go somewhere else. So no, I'm not playing it.
No, me neither. FPL Uproar, Jackson to Gakpo last night. I also bought in Gakpo last night. Saw that he was going up.
Did you?
Bought him in, yeah. Just like you, I had
Who'd you bring him in for?
Well, I had Solanke, didn't I?
Oh, Solanke.
So pretty easy move, same price. Only had 2 Liverpool assets. I was thinking about Alisson, but Solanke to Gakpo made sense. Jackson to Gakpo, yeah, don't hate that. I think Gakpo is a better option than Diaz at the moment. Personally, I mean, you're a Diaz owner. Would you swap if you could?
No.
No. Okay.
No, I'm happy. I'm happy to hold with DS. Yeah, I'm happy to hold.
Okay.
I think. I think it's one of those, isn't it? Like a sideways move for what could be very similar minutes across the double. It doesn't seem worth it.
Yep. Robert Pugsy says there was no problem in the first place. Leave the settings alone. It sounds great now, and now we're in sync. A couple of minutes of pain, and now everyone's happy. Sorry, Robert. I assume that's
it's
what
weird
you...
that much. I don't know.
Am I back in sync now on your side?
No.
No. Okay. You probably
you say. I can see you say something, and then about 30 seconds later, it.
Okay. Well, definitely.
It.
I mean, yeah, just ignore it because it's all good. James C. Will Ange get the boot soon?
I'm working for everyone else. Fine. No.
No.
I don't think so. I think they like look at
lose
the
against
list,
Leicester,
which got worse again.
Lose against Leicester, and you think
we won't
still
lose
safe.
Against Leicester though. No, but we're not. Yeah, because I think honestly, Ahmad will get a red card. Even in a game he's not playing, he'll just get sent off. They'll just call him up. You're on a red. I think, honestly, don't think that at the moment, like the way I view it, if you brought any other manager in, would they make any difference right now with the amount of injuries that Spurs have got? No. The key thing is to go and buy some people in the market and get the players that are out injured back into back and fit, which is happening at the moment. So Romero started training again. Van der Ven's nearly back. So come the beginning of February, so like by the time we get into game week 24, 25, we're going to start getting players back. And as soon as those players start coming back, I think things will improve because we won't be at bare bones having to play all these players in their wrong positions. Like I think from what I'm hearing, Spurs are just like, they know that it's a crisis and that we just need people back from injury. They're looking for a whole new medical team.
What I can't understand though is as soon as January the 1st came around, why 3 players weren't in the door. Like, how are you at the 23rd of January and you've made no signings? It's absolutely insane.
We've signed Kinski. We signed a goalkeeper straight away because we needed that. So that happened early doors. We've recalled Dane Scarlett. I think they're having real problems trying to find a forward, which is basically the other position that we really desperately need. I don't think they're too worried about getting players in like the centre-back position because we do have coverage. Ben Davies has come back and now Romero and Van der Ven are on the way back. So like, I think it's really a forward that we need. And I also think that like, you have to appreciate that at the beginning of January, the injury crisis was bad, but it's not what it is now. Like at the beginning of January, we had Solanke was fully fit, so was Werner, so was Johnson. Plus, we had Richarlison who was nearly back. So it was looking like actually up front we were quite well stocked. Whereas now, what's happened is we've lost a load of the attackers, so now we're struggling again. So I don't know.
Let me rephrase the question. Let me rephrase the question. Do you still have faith in Postecoglou?
Yeah.
I'm amazed at that. I think he's complete. His head's completely gone. From what I'm seeing, his head's gone. It was bad a few months ago the way he talks to journalists, and now it's. And I know we've had this conversation before, and you kind of defended him. I think he's. I mean, there's Prickly, and then there's Postecoglou being asked a simple question by a journalist. It's not good. It's not good. I think if you lose to Leicester, he's gone. Personally.
I just don't know who they'd get and who would make a difference at this point. And I think when you obviously I watch everything to do with Spurs, and when you watch the content that he is asked, he goes into interviews and every single journalist asks the same questions time and time and time and time again. And I'm not being funny, but if you're asked the same question over and over and over and over again, you're going to be a bit prickly with the answers because it's like, well, I've told you this 40 times today. So stop asking me the same question.
I mean, he
Let's
got
talk
asked a
about
simple
something
question by a
else.
journalist, which was same story again. Problems at the back. What happened? And he lost his mind. And that to me wasn't a particularly like loaded or barbed question. It was a pretty simple, like basic question that you're going to get asked by a journalist, and he just turned on him. And it's not the first time I've seen him do that personally. I don't know.
No, but equally,
I haven't got much love for him.
I think press conferences are. No, and I get that. I totally get that. I just think that when you're looking at it from a Spurs perspective, I look at it and I'm like, genuinely, if we had a fully fit team, or even just 4 injuries rather than 25,000, would we be in the position that we are now?
Yeah,
given the way we started the season.
But he's not adapting to things. That's the problem. He's trying to play the same. He's trying to play the same style with no team.
Yeah, but equally, I'm not sure that I don't think there's much else we can do. Like with the players that we have fit and available to us are the attacking ones, most of them, and even like the defensive ones. Like the only good ones that are available defensively are Spence and Porro, and they're attacking defenders. So the best way to keep the struggle out of the back is to attack. Because actually the back, and the fact that we've not had Basuma and Bentancur either, and now Papsar, the midfield is struggling to protect the centre-backs. Ben Davies has come back and had to play like from the start straight away because we had more issues at the back that meant we had to push Archie Gray into the middle. So I think the only way to protect the centre-back pairing, which has been really challenging, is to attack. And I think people see that as a negative, and I get that because the performances have been so terrible, particularly that first 60 minutes or so against Everton. But we can't defend because we don't have enough defensive minded players to do that. So the only way to do it is to attack. And the problem we had against Everton is that we had the attack was impotent as well, because we lost Solanke, who's the driving force behind the press, which meant that we didn't have anybody leading the line because Son just goes missing and can't play in the number 9 spot. We only got better when Richarlison came on, because Richarlison comes on, it gives us a focal point in the middle, and it meant that Kulusevski was able to go back to the position that he's better in. So I get it. I totally get why what everyone's saying. I just, from knowing the Spurs squad as I do and watching them week in, week out in the way that I have to, I don't think that there is much that we could do differently. I honestly think if you sent out a Spurs team and told them, don't attack, go on, don't do this, don't play in this aggressive football, attacking football. Instead, I want you to defend and counter-attack. We would get smashed.
We're getting smashed anyway. I think
why change it then?
I think what I struggle with, and we will move off on Postecoglou, we can talk about this all day, but what I find surprising is I mentioned about not getting the signs. Okay, you signed the goalkeeper, but you say you haven't got any defensive-minded players. Well, why haven't any come in? Why haven't any come in to give Postecoglou the option to change up the start? And that's not necessarily a criticism of him, because I'm sure he is banging on Levy's door and saying,
he's asked for him.
We need 6 players
100%
to compete this season.
But as this is a much broader problem, and this is why I don't agree. Oh, here you go. We've got the team news for Spurs. It's just pinged up on my phone. This is why I don't agree with sacking Postecoglou, because this isn't a Postecoglou issue. Postecoglou's got a list of players he wants. This is why have the powers that be at Spurs not gone and got the players that we need? I like this from
Mo here. I don't know if the mate at the end is deliberately Postecoglou like, or whether that's not. But Spurs have 11 injured players. I know he could play any differently, mate. I like the mate because it reminds me. It's like I'm talking to Postecoglou. I like it. Janko,
so today we're playing Archie Gray at left back.
Are you playing Hoffenheim?
Yeah. But we have to win. So
Janko says,
poor old Archie Gray.
I know, I do feel sorry for him. He had a haircut and got slated. You see that? Bless him.
Yeah, I know he did. Bless him.
Janko mentions Amorim. Though. I mean, to me, it's the same as Amorim. He's persisting with this system that doesn't work with the players he's got, and he's losing every game. And then everyone's like, "Oh yeah, but he hasn't got the players. Give him time." It's like, no, you should adapt to what you've got. And I don't think even doing it. I don't know. Kavison says you've had trust for far too long. Lee's a lucky man. Find yourself a wife who has loyalty to their manager, like Sam has with Postecoglou. Is all I'm saying. Benching ones, we've kind of answered this already, but we'll take this from Bad Panda. Play 2, Hall. Anyone? Why is anyone considering benching Hall? He's playing Southampton. So play 1 out of Munoz, Van Heck and Robinson. That's got to be Munoz, right? That's an easy one.
Yeah. There's absolutely no way on this planet I would bench Hall or Robinson right now. Either of them.
Hall or Robinson?
I wouldn't bench either of them.
So you're benching Munoz out of those 4.
I'd probably bench Van Heck.
Sam, you're distracted. I can tell you're distracted because you're not reading the question. You've got to play 2.
Oh, I've got to play 2. Yeah, well then I would bench both. Yeah, I wouldn't bench Hall or Robinson.
Okay, so you're benching Munoz.
I'd have to, yeah. If I've got to bench 2, and there's no way I'd bench either Hall or Robinson.
Interesting.
No chance.
Okay, I think that's wrong, but you know.
Every time I tell you, if you speak to the other half of FPL family, my darling husband, who I'm just as loyal to as I am to Ange Postecoglou and that Tottenham nonsense. If you ask him how it goes when you bench Robinson, he will tell you it's a painful experience because they clean sheet goes and he still gets 8 points.
Yeah, but I mean, Munoz has got better underlying data and a better fixture. Debatedly.
Munoz could easily get 2.
Okay.
He could easily have the best underlying numbers across the game week again and still get 2.
I thought that was an easy one to bench Hall of Munoz, so shows what I know. Davies, family first. Thank you for the super chat. Bench 1 of Wood, Ahmad, Sarr, and Rogers. By Gordon for which of these 3 mids? And then the same benching question, or roll the 2 free transfers. Okay. I did Sarr to Gordon last week, and I'm glad I did.
I did Sarr to Elanga.
Would I buy Gordon now? The fixtures for Newcastle were not great. I know it's Southampton next, but after that...
And they're probably going to blank in 29.
Yeah. I don't
Hang on, so we've got a bench 1 of Wood, Ahmad, Sarr and Rogers.
I think I'd bench Ahmad.
Ahmad's got Fulham.
Sarr's been a bit rubbish lately, though.
See, if Man United score, I think it'll be Ahmad that will be part of that, right?
Mm.
When Palace score, would your immediate thought be it will be Sarr?
Not at the moment, no.
No, exactly.
Because Mateta is just dominating,
think Aston Villa... Yeah, and Eza. And so with Rodgers against West Ham, if and when Aston Villa scored, do we think he'll be part of it? Yes, absolutely. So therefore, I'd probably bench Sarr.
Yeah, I mean, it's between Ahmad and Sarr. I think I probably agree. Would you buy Gordon? Would you do Sarr to Gordon to bench Ahmad? I mean, it sounds good when I say it out loud, but it's not. I don't think it's
great.
I don't think it's a great long-term move. You're going to look at Gordon after next week and be like, I don't know, because you probably want Mbumo, the fixtures for Brentford. What about Sarr to Mbumo and then bench Ahmad?
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Or just play Ahmad.
The thing with Gordon is Gordon is like, that's definitely fixture targeting, right? That's targeting the fixture for this week, but then next week, like, I mean, it depends, doesn't it? If you're already set with your strategy for 24 and you don't need to worry about what next week looks like, and you can afford to basically waste a couple of transfers just doing a hokey cokey with Anthony Gordon, then go for it. Bring him in this week and then sell him for Mbumo the week after, fine.
But it's not like Davies' family's got loads of transfers locked in. He's only got 1 free transfer.
No.
I just think you're going to cause yourself. I would say if you do that move, it's obviously great this week. You're going to have to do a -4 at some point to correct it. So Gordon's going to need to outscore whoever you take out by 4. Ahmad and Sarr are both decent options this week. I wouldn't do it. Play Ahmad.
I agree.
Yep. So many benching questions going on. No one buying any players this week. Bench 1 OG, Gabriel.
Everyone's probably rolling for the double.
Yeah, they probably are, actually. Well, I probably would have done as well because we were both hoping to play Solanke this week against Leicester at home, weren't we? And now we've got a bloody move out. Who are you
I
getting?
was thinking I might captain him. I'm going there. I'm going down there to sit in the stands with Evie. I don't even know what am I gonna watch? Come on, man. What am I doing? Who am I getting for Solanke?
Yeah.
I've done it already. I've got Mateta.
Yeah. Because you've already got the 3 Liverpool, right?
Yeah, I've done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I've got Luis Diaz, Salah and Trent, so I've gone.
Yeah. Bench 1, Gabriel, Hall, Munoz or Konate? Can't bench Konate, can't bench Hall.
These benches are a nightmare.
I mean, it's the same as Timber, isn't it?
You can't bench Gabriel either. It's Munoz. Yeah, but Gabriel's different though, because Gabriel is their set piece threat, and Wolves are so bad from set pieces, like the 3rd worst in the league. They've conceded 101 set pieces.
Where'd you pull that out?
I think
that was impressive.
Oh, I know. Yeah, can you tell I've written about it this week? I know. But can you tell that I've been researching set piece threat? I think the difference is with Gabriel and Timber is that Gabriel can easily score from a set piece. I don't think Timber will.
No, I agree.
I actually think that in this instant, I play Gabriel and bench Munoz.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. I don't think you can't bench Hall or Konate. I think you do have to play fixture on that, and they are the 2 worst teams in the league. And then it's Gabriel, Munoz. Yeah. Gabriel is he'll just score, and you'll be really annoyed with yourself. And Munoz will miss 3 chances. Yeah. Play Gabriel.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty easy one.
Yeah.
Sushant, is Trent, Salah, Gakpo, Pickford the best 4 for the double? That's a good question.
Pickford.
That's the 4 I'm going to have. Does that mean it's the best?
You're going to have Pickford?
Yep.
Why?
Raya to Pickford just seems logical, doesn't it? Got Man City not keeping any clean sheets. Everton with the extra game.
God, I'm going to end up doing that, aren't I?
Everyone will fight it, and everyone will end up doing it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, maybe. I still prefer Luis Diaz, but I think it's... If Loyalty. I have my time again... I am really loyal.
You are.
I think if I have my time again, I'd still pick Salah, Trent, and Diaz for the double. If I was free hitting, that's the 3 I'd get.
You'd still pick Diaz. And I'd go anywhere near Diaz at the moment. Getting subbed off at like 60 minutes every game. Hasn't scored in God knows how long.
Jota's not fit. Oh yeah, but he was top for XG underachievers in Gameweek 23. He was so unlucky.
Well, why is Munoz?
And Darwin's
why is Munoz? You know, you hate him, and Diaz. Oh, poor baby.
I love Munoz. Have you not listened to FPL pod lately? Daniel Munoz is my I don't know. Do you know when I thought? You know what I'm like. I formed this unhealthy attachment to a player.
You've been down. You've been so down on Munoz this pod.
I have not. It's just simply that you keep asking me to bench like brilliant players who I don't want to bench any of. So then I have to bench somebody. But on the FPL pod, I it's become a thing where Jules regularly tells me I'm obsessed with Daniel Munoz. Like, it is a bit of an obsession, I'll be honest. But yeah, I just think that weirdly Darwin's playing all right at the moment. He'll get some minutes. Like, I don't think that there's not a safe spot.
No, there's not.
I even would argue that Chiesa will get minutes across the double. Now, whether they affect Salah or not remains to be seen, but he will get minutes. There's no safe pair of hands outside of Mo Salah.
It's a weird double, isn't it? Because there's such a long time between the games, but Liverpool got so many games in that period. I can't really remember anything quite like it. It's very odd.
They've got to play twice between hands, and obviously they've got the now the Champions League this week, obviously coming. They're through and it's done, so they're fine. They probably put out Chiesa starts in that one and all of that stuff. So great, and then obviously they've got the FA Cup and the League Cup in between the 2 games of the double. So it is going to be a complex situation, and we're just going to have to see. But I don't think that there's any guarantees that any of these players start twice. You buy a ticket for the lottery and you hope for the best.
Yellen says you hate Munoz and would never play him, and I agree with that.
Yells. Great. Could you go back, Yells, and listen to the last 3 official FPL pods and then come back and tell me I hate Munoz? I love him.
G-Wiz says Sam keeps putting stats out left, right, and centre. Yeah, you have done your research. I'd love to say it was just for this, but it's clearly for all the more professional bits of content that you do. I guess coming
the
back
ones
to
where I don't have to refresh my stream.
Yeah. I guess the only other players you could really consider for the double are Diaz, like you mentioned. You got the Alisson or Konate if you want to go defensive double up, and then Calvert-Lewin. There's not really. I mean, there's going to be a few with like Mikolenko or the odd Tarkowski or whatever, isn't there? But
Ndai.
Ndai maybe, but would you go Ndai over Calvert-Lewin? If you had to pick one, I think you still go Calvert-Lewin.
Probably would go Ndai, to be fair, Everton. No, I'm not sure I would.
You go Ndai over Calvert-Lewin? God.
Is it, what was it, 16 game weeks or something that Calvert-Lewin did absolutely nothing until he came up against that Spurs
Ndai's not much better, is he? Oh my God, I've just checked the FPL website and Moyes is down in the manager column. What's happened there? That's just been added. You seen it? Scroll down to the bottom of the transfers.
What?
There's just a little picture of David Moyes. I wasn't expecting that.
What? Let me see this.
I mean, Ndai has 2 attacking returns in 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 2 attacking returns in 13 games.
Yeah.
I think you just pick Calvert-Lewin and hope he's going to start. But yeah, I urge everyone to go into the transfers on FPL and look at the little pictures of the managers. It's very sweet. I've got to go in a minute because I've got another meeting, so I'm just going to take a couple more questions before we finish. Luke the Lucky says that's the 4 I'm going for.
This, though, as.
I know, definitely won't be. Rate to pick for next week. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing. How can you say that Gakpo will leave your team? What if he gets 4 returns in 4? Yeah, I mean, he'd have to go absolutely mad, I think, over the next few weeks for me to keep him past 25. It's Ipswich, it's Wolves, it's the double, and then I don't know. I think there's better options than I think like Mateta's a better option than Gakpo. It's just because of that double game week and the 2 fixtures either side. Uncle B, play Ahmad or Sarr? I think we answered this already. I think we both agreed on Ahmad in the end because we think he's got more involvement in things. Luke Lucky says Moyes is wearing his West Ham shirt as well. I know. I saw that. Yeah. Good.
I'm just having a look now at that. It's
nice,
really funny.
Yeah, good spot.
Yeah, it's sweet.
I mean, this is. I mean, we'll end on this one because we've both gone different ways with this. I mean, FPL Yellow Army says buy Gakpo or Mateta for Jackson. If you didn't have Diaz, would you have done Solanke to Gakpo?
No, I'd have still bought Diaz. So I'd have still gone for Mateta because I still think Diaz is a better pick.
You'd have taken a hit to have got Diaz.
Yes.
I don't know what Luis Diaz has done to earn this love that you're showing for him.
So to be very clear, I've always loved Luis Diaz. He was linked with Spurs a couple of years ago, and I really wanted him to come. And then Liverpool hijacked the deal, and
he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he's not been performed.
But he's not been. I've got a couple of big returns out of him, so for me, he's been all right actually. But I just think that when like last week against Brentford, I do not know how he didn't bring me points. Honestly, I do not know. Top for XG underachievers again. Like I just think across that double game, he's going to get something. I know, I've benefited from both of them.
I just think Gakpo is so clear of Diaz at the moment. If you're buying a third Liverpool player, I think I mean this is interesting because I think completely differently to you. If I was buying one, I think Mateta's a good pick, but I'll be getting Gakpo, no doubt. And you'd be getting Mateta, so you then have to use another transfer to get Diaz. Interesting. It's almost like people can have different opinions on this game.
I know, it's weird that, isn't it?
Let us know in the chat if you're Team Gakpo or Team Diaz. FPL Yellow Army agrees with me. Janko agrees with you. There you go. It's already 50-50. I think that's it.
Let's have a little poll.
That flew by today. I think that's it for us for this week. Like I said, I've got this bloody meeting to go into. Yeah, Sam, I've learned a lot about you today. Shows that no matter what,
I'm just really enjoying looking at the manager pictures.
It's great, isn't it? Yeah. And poor old Amorim hasn't even got one.
I've been distracted now. No, nor is Ulrich, nor is Van Nistelrooy. Have they not got a picture of Van Nistelrooy that they could have put
just
in?
use one from him,
weird.
scoring one of the many
Just
goals
use a
he's
player
scored.
picture.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, weird.
Quite fun. Yeah.
There was Pereira either, actually.
Okay. Why have they
They better get the photographers off to these clubs.
Why have they even
are they doing?
released this a week early if they haven't even got the pictures sorted? Oh, I don't know.
Well, it's not really that early though, is it? Because it's going to be live from 24th, so you've got to have it live after 23 goes live, right?
And Roberta, can you stop talking about traitors? I'm not up to date, and I'm not answering your bloody questions about. You've already told me basically
Are you
who's in the
behind?
final.
I wish I'd known that you were behind.
Yeah, I'm behind. Now I
No, you
know
won't
two
know
people that
who's
are in the final because Roberto's in there running his
you
his
don't
mouth. He's
know.
asked the
You
same
don't
question
know.
about 10 times. I've deliberately ignored. I hear it was a good one last night.
No, it was very good last night. Very good.
Yeah. Good. Right.
I'll be watching.
I'm
it
off to this
again soon
meeting,
with
and then
my
I'm going to
kids.
catch up with
I'm
traitors.
I'm going to the I'm going to the gym and watch Spurs down there. Pray for us, Az. Pray.
I really hope you don't get battered again.
Az, pray for a win. Pray for a win, Az, please.
There's only so much God can do, I think.
They're 16th in the Bundesliga. If we can't beat them, I don't know what to do.
I don't think you will.
Leo will come home from work and I'll just be like a rocking mess in the corner, just like.
Well, good luck to Spurs. Good luck to you at the gym. I'm going to go to the gym tonight as well. After I finish work. I won't see you. I won't be
Fit
back.
for the
I
summer.
won't be back next week, Sam. I won't be doing this with you. You have to find a new.
What?
I'm on holiday. I'm off. Els and I are off.
Oh, get Tom in.
Yeah.
I'll just swap you back in for a younger model.
You can do it with Lee again. You, Lee, and Tom.
Lee's much older. I'll get Tom. No, Lee's at work now. He's back to serious mode. It'll just be me and Tom.
You and Tom. Oh God. The Chelsea propaganda will start
chaos.
again. Good. Right, racing to go now.
Oh God, here we go.
Thanks everyone. Good chat. I will see you in a couple of weeks. Good luck in the double game week. Whatever you see before that.
See you next week.
Good luck to all the Pickford owners. Good luck to Gakpo, and we'll see you next week. I won't.
Bye.
Bye.